deathly silence. The air is stale and putrid.
Must be
It's
huge.
close. Have the stones ready.
Your blood slows. Your senses strung so tight they could snap in an instant.
I have a feeling there's something more to these nether stones. I don't think solving this problem is going to be that simple. That's the crown.
You know why you are here.
I bet there's more to the story it's going to tell us.
That by killing the Chosen and taking the Nether Stones, you can destroy me.
I didn't think it was going to be that simple.
You are wrong.
I bet there's something more that the game did not tell us. Oh.
It's messing with your mind. Don't listen to it. Use the stones.
By eliminating Ketheric, Orin, and Gortash, you have simply unbound me.
Oh, this is going to be interesting.
Exactly as I intended. The crown is now mine to command. Mine alone.
Don't listen to it. Focus on the crown.
The crown is not my weakness. It is what made me what I am.
Thanks
I
for telling
needed
us
the
now.
crown to build an army. I needed the Chosen to bring it to me. They would not have surrendered it freely, so I gave them what they wanted. Power. Just enough that they would play their part in my design. Their part has ended. The next orders will be mine.
I won't allow it. Again, dominate it.
Okay, there you go. Oh yeah, I finally got a little further, Evil. I got a little further. I'm happy. Okay, finally got through that.
And you had your role to play too.
Of course you
Who
did.
do you think told the Chosen about the Astral Prism? Who do you think planted the knowledge of Orpheus's power and the fear of what it could do? When the Chosen sent my thralls to retrieve the prism, who do you think let the Emperor slip its leash, knowing it would be the one to bring you to me?
We were part of its plan.
I only needed one Netherstone loosened from the Chosen's grasp to guarantee my freedom. You brought all three back to me. In doing so, you have liberated me. This was your role, and it is complete. Now you will witness the grand
And that
design.
grand design's not gonna last.
No, we cannot give up. Not after all we've been through.
Nah, I don't think so. I doubt it. Very unlikely you'll get through that part, unless you get it perfectly. Oh, great timing.
This is not over.
Evil, remember that dragon Ansor? He basically is adding more story into this. I did the boss fight for the dragon. It was all about damage control. And he basically gave me more insight to the Emperor. And now, basically, I'm having doubts. Oh boy. Jesus, how many people died when that thing just came up like that? Feels like the Reaper invasion in Mass Effect all over again. That makes sense. What better way than to infect as many people as possible and let them go and make them transform into those things just so they can start killing everybody. It's an illusion. It was an illusion that you think you're safe, but you're not. Yep, I had a feeling there was something more to it. It is all coming down to this. That Elder Brain is a huge liability.
I pulled you out just in time. The situation is worse than I thought. This is an Elder Brain. No longer. The magic of the crown has caused it to evolve. It has become something more. A Netherbrain.
What does that mean? Did you expect this?
I was as surprised as you were. It has been anticipating our every move from the start. I underestimated it.
Why is one of the tentacles glitching through the body?
Our plan.
There I was thinking we were finally about to put an end to all of this. Too good to be true, I suppose.
How are you faring?
Honestly, I think self-reflection may be the enemy just now. I can't afford to lose my nerve. Safer to just not think and keep forging ahead.
Do you think we can win this?
I do. Think of all we've been through just to get to this moment. That wasn't luck. That was us. Let's just stay shoulder to shoulder and see this through.
People will start talking with all the time we spend together.
You know, I've been catching myself smiling more lately. I think that's your fault.
Remember when you told me night orchids were your favorite flowers?
Rings a bell? Why?
It just so happens I have one right here.
Oh, hells. You didn't pick that by hand, did you? They're deadly poisonous. Joking. They're safe. And beautiful. Thank you. I don't have anything to give you in return, I'm afraid.
It's just a token. I don't expect anything in return.
Well, perhaps I can come up with something later, all the same.
This could be my last chance to kiss you.
Hardly. We're going to win this. Understand? But no sense missing the opportunity.
They did a good job with the facial expressions and the characters in this game. Some characters are memorable, some characters are sort of there, but I'm glad there were some characters in this game I actually care
I'll
about.
look forward to the next last kiss. And the one after that.
I have assessed our encounter with the Netherbrain from every angle. I know why we failed. The problem was not the stones. The problem was you. You can make only one move at a time, but the Netherbrain calculates every possible move at once. It knows what you will do. It knows everything you could possibly do. You cannot outmaneuver it. To defeat it, you would have to think like an Enithid. Better yet, be one. Your mind is not capable of this. Mine is.
Because you already are one.
To me, I will assimilate Orpheus, and then I will be able to leave this prison to face the brain.
But when you say assimilate, I think I know what he means by assimilate, but we'll just ask anyway.
I will consume his thoughts, his knowledge, his brain.
You're not willing to talk to him? Can we not have Orpheus help us here? And at least have a conversation about it? Or you really have something else that you're not telling us?
You still don't trust me. After all we've been through, remember.
Yes.
I have been your salvation.
You don't need to lecture us. I know.
Shining armor. I freed you from the Nautiloid, prevented you from crashing to your death.
Yes.
I have protected you ever since, at no small cost to myself.
Yes, we know.
I came to you as a leader.
What if Orpheus is willing to listen?
From showing you vulnerability. I needed you as much as you needed me.
You're not willing to take a chance with Orpheus?
When you discovered my true identity, I did not flinch from the
truth. That's nice of you.
Not once. I am just like you.
Yes, but you're not willing to listen to Orpheus?
Story.
You have a problem with that?
I encouraged you to fulfill your potential, all while protecting you from harm. Now I ask you for the last time to trust me. Release the Netherstones.
So you're not willing to talk to Orpheus at all. You're not willing to talk to Orpheus at all. And this is very important. Why should I trust you? You did withheld important information, and we are trying to talk to Orpheus, and you don't want to? Come on.
It is true that I withheld reality. I showed Orpheus and his guards as evil beings.
How do you know that?
And I appeared to you in the form of someone
you haven't even talked to Orpheus yet.
Someone who wasn't a mind
Or
flayer.
not now, come on.
But I am a mind flayer.
Yes, we know that.
Illusion is my language. Just as words and actions are
Illusion is your language, so you mean you lie,
Do not judge
like
me
we all
for
do.
being true to myself. I have never judged you.
You're showing your true colors, aren't you? Fine. We will free Orpheus, and we can see what we can do about that.
I told you we have
Yes,
to trust
don't try
one
to
another.
twist those words back to me.
I told you the Githyanki would only want to
How do
kill
you know that?
For what you
How
are.
do you know that?
Still, you choose to break our
Don't
alliance.
try to guilt trip me.
Even united, the Netherbrain was going to
How
be
do you know
an
that?
impossible enemy. But apart, we have
How
no
do you know
chance
that?
of survival. Very well. Since you will not work with me, you work against me.
You don't want. You're afraid to die?
You leave me no option but to join the Netherbrain.
You're not willing to sacrifice yourself for humanity or everybody else? So you're not willing to sacrifice?
I just hope he'll be receptive to us.
Okay.
As the Githyanki prince takes his blade, a silent cry pierces
So he's
your head.
basically
It's
finding
unlike
out what we
any
did.
sensation you've ever
Got it.
felt.
You reek of illithid.
Yes.
You stole an unborn hatchling from my people. And you slaughtered my honor guard. Nonetheless, it seems we must be allies.
Unfortunately, yes.
You may address me as your majesty.
Well met, your majesty.
Make no mistake. Were it not for our common goal, I would strangle you where you stand. Your very existence tests my self-restraint. I will neither forgive nor forget your abuse of my powers.
Well, I had no choice. Without your powers, I would have died. We would have died long before we got to this point.
That is true. And it would have been the honorable outcome for one destined to become Geik. You had the opportunity to surrender yourself
And
to
by
my
dying?
honor guard.
No thanks.
They would have given you a noble end.
No.
They would have freed me, and I would have stopped the Elder Brain before it evolved into a Netherbrain. All that suffering, avoidable, were it not for the choices you made.
Let's forget about the past. We can't do about that now. No, we were misled. I was misled. What do we do now?
We will destroy the Netherbrain together, and put a stop to this nascent empire before it expands into the stars. The Geik was correct about one thing. The Netherbrain's power is beyond us. The hardest metal in the world would not cut through its mind, for it is made of thought itself. At this point, it will take an illithid to unleash the full potential of the Netherstones.
Oh god. I have to become one? No, thanks. Someone will need to turn into a mind flayer. Someone will have to do it. Nope. It's gonna be a great sacrifice. In my eyes, this world, we can live without mind flayers. They are a dangerous liability, and they basically are the biggest evil, taking away all free will. I don't care if you're the bad guy in this playthrough. Somebody eventually is gonna fight against you. Something about taking over the world or the galaxy. When has that ever gone into a good thing? The resistance is always gonna be there. Empires come and fall all the time. Someone will turn into a mind flayer. Are you willing to do that? You know this threat more than we do.
Just as I was free,
Yeah.
I will do it. I will become illithid. I will sacrifice my soul for my people.
He's the true hero of this
I
game,
will
not me.
end the grand design.
You are the true hero of this game.
The Netherbrain will be only too pleased to claim me. Even in my darkest hours, I knew it was my destiny to save my people. I could never have imagined this would be the way. Give Tavkim crushed.
Even when we finally defeat the Mind Flayers and the Elder Brain, there's still gonna be evil in this world. But I'd rather deal with everything else than these things. Obviously. There's no way to turn that back. No way.
All to wield these. Let us seek out the Netherbrain and finish this. Once the grand design is ended, kill me. It is the very least you can do.
What kind of a hell is this?
Istark! Chris! You held the future of a people in your hands!
We did not.
How dare you take our prince from us! How dare you parade around this abomination!
Boss, give Kartav Kim crush.
What?
Stand down. The true heir has spoken.
No. It can't be.
And yet it is. Orpheus took this form so he could defeat the Netherbrain.
Orpheus. My prince. What's become of you?
The grand design must be ended. A sacrifice had to be made. The duty fell to me. I am not long for this world, or any other.
What of Vlaakith? What of our liberty?
You underestimate your own people. Their imaginations have kept the name Orpheus alive for millennia. Bring them my message. Tell them my fate. Some will doubt. Some will mock. But some will listen. And the spark will be lit.
The Yankee freedom means nothing if the grand design comes to pass. We need your help, boss.
Find your nerve, my friend. Today, we strike at the brain. This champion holds the key to the grand design's end. Answer to him as you would to me.
Your Majesty.
I have spoken.
As you wish. I stand at the ready.
Your friendship, your constancy. When I fell to despair, they elated me. Thank you, my friend. Shavazai.
Shavazai.
Now, to the Netherbrain. Let it be the first victim in the war for the skies.
We have lost much already, and we will lose more before the day is out. But even when the last soul falls, Baldur's Gate will stand. For Baldur's Gate is more than just a city. It is more than a place of opportunity for those of mercantile spirit. More than a place of refuge for those who are lost. More than a home for friends, loved ones, and adventuring souls. Baldur's Gate is a place where anyone can find what they need, if they're just willing to fight for it. Today, Baldur's Gate needs us. Today, we fight for...
You're late to the party.
You're late, friend. This is the one you spoke of.
That is, indeed, the one who purged my home of a terrible evil. My father, Ketheric. There's no one I'd trust more to protect this city.
The Fist examines your illithid ally with suspicion. He was not expecting the savior of Baldur's Gate to be accompanied by a mind flayer.
Appearances may change, but they do not mask the one within. This one, I know. Observe with whom it traveleth. Friends. This mind flayer will fight with thee. It will save thy city and thy lives.
The Fist eyes your illithid ally with suspicion, softening to curiosity. His hostility melting at the recognition that there's more behind those eyes than malice.
My steel is yours, and I'm not alone.
You helped me once. I figured it's time I paid you back. With magic.
You've unexpected friends. But my debt to you still stands. The Iron Hand Gnome's firepower is yours to command. Just show us where it's needed.
The Moon Maiden's silver light is a shield in dark times. Today, it is mine to wield.
And I hold her sword.
Whatever strength I have to lend, I will lend it. I will make my city proud again.
You carried me once, friend. And now, I'll carry you.
You can count on me, little rabbit, and your squiddy friend. I thirst for the hunt.
I made some improvements to Ramesses' arcane artillery. Give the word and the sky falls on any who stand in your way.
I'm in the mood to crack some skulls after that fuckery in the Temple of Baal. The City Watch will be glad to oblige me.
Not sure what I have to offer a mind flare, if I'm honest. But I hope my words of encouragement and reassurance will strengthen your resolve.
The journey has been brutal, but I stand here a Hell Rider once more. And I would die a proud man if I died this day.
I want my city back. And I've brought the toughest bastards from the guild to get the job done. My people have never hunted a monster this large. They are eager to join the fray.
All the strength of the lands we healed flows through me, and from me to you. And whatever company you keep.
I wouldn't miss this for all the souls in the city. Call my name, and I'll bring the hellfire.
Nature's servant awaits.
Glad to have you with us, and not a moment too soon.
The air is thick with anticipation. All eyes are on you.
Embrace your courage and let it guide you through battle. Don't give in to fear.
Well said. We'll prepare ourselves. We'll be ready when you call upon us. Baldur's grace be with you.
No, it's not.
Witness the grand design.
Oh, we gotta climb it. Oh. Wow.
It is the crown of Karsus, the site of power, the site of domination.
Let me guess. You're
That's the person from my dreams.
I know you. I know everything about you. Your thoughts, your feelings, your weaknesses.
That's fine.
And so do they.
Let's get this over with.
Dragon's freaking dead, finally. Kill the red dragon in the upper city.
a chance.
Even bound, its will is stronger than anything you've ever felt. The chains shake, threatening to break at any moment.
It's vulnerable, but not defeated. Use the portal. We will bring it down together.
No, you have so got to die. You have so got to die. You've done enough damage. No.
There. At last. It is subdued.
Spare me.
No.
Join me. Wield me.
No, you have so got to die.
Become absolute.
No.
And thus, I honor my mother's legacy. The grand design, once again, ended by my line.
The brain is on the cusp of its final thought, and it's taking all of Orpheus's strength to keep it there. An opportunity, perhaps.
We can backstab him. Bitter Orpheus dominate the brain, become the absolute. No, the absolute is trying to be the next empire. No thanks.
Master, I must obey. I must end.
You've so got to die.
Hopes, nightmares, and the screams of legions upon legions of unborn illithids. The pain rips through you, obliterating all thought, all feeling. Your tadpole burns in your brain.
Finally. No more of that thing, or anyone else, ever again.
Silence. For the first time in a long time, your thoughts are entirely your
Thank
own.
God.
And then, gravity.
I look at this thing as no different to the Reapers. They're a big liability. Close call by those guys. They are a dangerous liability. did the right thing. And all those people that turn into tadpoles, yeah, no way to turn them back. But at least
everything
nobody
you
else
did, everything you sacrificed, it was worth it. For this.
Yes.
Hells. I'm lucky I learned to swim when I did.
Hard to believe we have actually prevailed. But it is true.
Can't feel the tadpole. They must have all died with the brain. That means we can't turn into mind flayers. Not that there's necessarily anything wrong with being a mind flayer, of course.
Even when my time in the prism stretched out like eternity, when escape seemed impossible, I never lost hope. I knew that my destiny was to liberate my people, to return to them triumphant. I was wrong. It seems I can only fulfill one part of my destiny. My people will be liberated, but I cannot return to them. Not like this. You helped me destroy that abomination. Now help me destroy myself. You must kill me. But first, Lae'zel, I need your promise. Carry my hope. Carry my burden. Call my dragons, Kulos and Kuthos, and ride to the Astral Sea. Destroy Vlaakith. Release our people. Be our future and our legacy.
I will let Lae'zel make the choice. This is your choice to make, Lae'zel, not mine. I entrust it to you.
Duty. All my life, I've traveled in its slipstream, not once questioning its path. In its service, I came here. And now, I will carry your hope, Prince Orpheus, and I will carry your burden. But to that burden, I must add my own. The loss of those I leave behind.
Lach crashed Macvlek. So be it. Now, give me my freedom from this form.
You could convince him to live, but... well, he wants to die. He doesn't like to be like this, so... fine.
Gitka Tavkim crashed.
Kulos! I can never forget you. Your name will be etched in our slates. You will be called Mlagir, Liberator. To the skies!
Look, the Githyanki take flight.
With the Githyanki gone, there's nothing left but the silence of the city, smoldering, waiting to be rebuilt. But it seems that Gale's mind is elsewhere.
Oh, the crown.
It's somewhere in the Gionthar. If I salvage the stones, I can reforge it.
It's a dangerous weapon.
And once I have, I'll return it to Mystra. She'll cure me of my affliction. And I'll finally be free.
Better yet, you'll be her chosen again.
And a more deserving one this time around. If this adventure has taught me anything, it's that there are things in this world far more valuable than power. Besides, growing quite fond of this merry band of ours, and I'd quite like to see what happens to it. I'm sure Mystra will summon me soon enough, but until then, I propose we celebrate our victory the mortal way, with a drink in our hands and reckless abandon in our hearts.
Boo wins the bet. Wizards are not entirely boring. Well, my friend, what do you say?
A celebration sounds perfect. Don't be the party pooper.
Heroically spoken. We must find an inn. Minsk has been banned from his share of ale halls, but I am sure you and Boo can speak for me.
I honestly don't mind what we do once we get to the... Ow! What the... Oh, no. Oh, God. Well, it was nice when it lasted. Ah! I'm sorry. I have to go.
We will find you, Astarion. And Boo will bring a sunflower!
We did it, soldier. The city's going to be all right. And so are you.
Oh, right.
Engine's finally cooked. Held on just long enough. So, how'd I do?
You were spectacular in every way.
So are you. My friend. My companion. I adore you. Careful! Hot!
A victory did not come without a price.
I never gave up. I did my best. I did my best. It's the one thing I can't beat, isn't it? I wanted to live in my city with my friends. But life is for the living. And I saw... Goodbye, son. Goodbye, sea. Goodbye.
No, stop. I won't allow this. Karlach, you're coming with me. Back to Avernus. We can't let her die. Not like this. Not now.
You can't.
For me, I think Karlach needs a bit of a push. Go, Karlach. We'll be with you. You won't be alone anymore.
So, what do you say? Die here now, or live on with the blade of Avernus at your side. Zariel won't touch you. I swear it, Karlach.
Fine. I'll go. Well, with you. But we have to go. Now. I can't hang on much longer.
It's over. And it's all because of you. You, who were destined to become a thrall. Thanks to you, there will be no Illithid Empire, no Death God's tyranny. You have earned your place amongst the legends of the Sword Coast. You are the saviors of Baldur's Gate.
And all 200 hours, 20 plus hours of going through this game.
Last night was perfect. Though I couldn't help lying there thinking about my parents before you stirred.
It's normal. I bet you're still grieving. Or you could say you must miss them. I'm gonna say number one, it's normal. You're still grieving. Shadowheart is the character I decided to romance in this game. She's honestly the only one I cared about the most.
I gave them the release they asked for. Freed myself from Shah's grasp just as they wished for. But there's moments where I think I'd trade that to be able to see them again. Talk to them again. There's so much only they could have told me. But that's all gone now. I've got to move on. Find some place for myself.
There's a place for you by my side if you want it.
I was hoping you'd say that. Whatever lies ahead will be far less daunting if I have you. It could be just like old times. Well, hopefully not exactly like old times. I think I've had enough camping and mortal peril for one lifetime.
Oh.
Well, soldier, here we are. It worked. My engine's calmed down. I shouldn't have let you come here. This isn't going to be easy, you know. Zara's going to come at us with everything she's got. Gods, like clockwork. They'll be on us soon. There's just enough time. Thought I was done with these. But then, there was you. Imps are fast, but careless. Don't let them tire you out, just get rid of them. And don't forget, you asked for this. Better let these fuckers know I'm back. And this time, I'm not alone.
Since the Netherbrain fell, you and Shadowheart have seen more of Faerun than you ever thought possible. She no longer shies from wolves or water. Nothing in the world frightens her anymore. And you feel you could face anything by her side. One day, you receive a letter passed to you by a stranger who bows with deference. An invitation to a gathering of the friends and allies who stood by your side in the fight against the Absolute. You waste no time in packing and set off on the long road back to where all of your adventures together began.
Thou wert called here, some from above. some below. For with thine bond, together thou hast kept the wheel of fate spinning when it threatened to halt. Though thou wert drawn far apart in the months after the collapse of the Absolute, tonight, fate renews thy bond once more. Thou shouldst take care to preserve it. It is a great weapon, wielded in the hand of good. Go. Know one another once more.
Familiar sight. Scratch can't quite speak around the thing he has in his mouth.
I'm so glad Withers remembered to invite my favorite companion.
So am I. I've got a nice home in the city now. A girl named Mindy says I'm her best friend. She's mine too. Also you. I've got so many best friends, I hardly know who to snuggle. I missed your smell, but this thing I found had you all over it. I brought it for you, and I thought perhaps you'd like to throw it?
I'm so glad to hear you fared well since our travels together.
I certainly have, and I always will. Forever, I think. And so will you.
This is a danger dog. I'm not sure who should be playing with it.
You know best, but a little fetch never hurt anyone, as far as I know.
Let's play some throw.
Keeping us all on tenterhooks so you can make a dramatic entrance, is it?
Oh, look at that. Isn't that cute?
Well now, you can make yourself presentable when you have a mind to.
That makes one of us.
Oh, forgive me. I am simply excitable. It is good to be out under an open sky once more. My first, since the reconstruction began. We left quite a mess behind. But the city begins to look something like itself once more. Same twisting alleys for purse pickers. Same wooden buildings ready to get burnt by next year's dragon. Same cisterns overflowing.
It's a kip, but it's our kip. I wouldn't change a thing.
Baldurians simply get on with it. Stubbornness, civic spirit, plain stupidity. Perhaps all three. But nothing I will sniff at any longer. Harpers have come from half the world over to lend aid. Farmers, masons, healers. My own son, Jord, has been wooed to their ranks. Already he plans crop cycles in Worm's Crossing.
Oh.
Not so for my daughter. Ryan's rejoined the Flaming Fist. Temporarily, you understand. To organize the craftsmen. Though she spends more time locking up comrades for pocketing aid funds. They might learn a thing or two if they don't expel her. Again.
Ah, well and good, but what about you? I want to hear what you've been up to.
Honestly, much more sitting down than I'd like. Mistake me not. There is still much to be done. Plans to make, maps to be frowned over. But my children are more than capable of doing it. Even the young ones tire of me peeking over their shoulders. This night offers them a brief respite from me, at least. And this place, now I look at it, it is where you all spent your first night together, no?
Yeah.
A fine spot for an adventure to begin. A fine spot
Everything's
indeed.
coming full circle in a way. That it is.
Perhaps I'll wake to greet the dawn. Take a walk and see where my legs take me. I'll find my way back. As I always do. I admit defeat. Baldur's Gate is my home. But that is the thing about home. The only way to see it clearly is to leave. And look back. For a little while, at least. For all your travels, I hope you have arrived where you want to be. Home. Whatever that means to you.
My home is with Shadowheart, wherever that is.
Ah, sentiment. With the greatest affection, I can think of better ways to sour our stomachs. I must inspect the refreshments. You never know. Some ne'er-do-well might have tampered with the wine. I won't send too many letters back to the gate while I'm away. I will try to enjoy solace. But you look disbelieving.
Everybody's doing something here. I love it. Props to the devs for working on this game for who knows how long.
Ah, my dear friend, it's been an age, has it not? You're looking very well indeed. Our skeletal friend will be very pleased to see I found my way here, despite my invitation getting lost in the post.
Wonderful to see you, Volo. How have you been?
Busy as ever. Better that than the reverse, wouldn't you say? Every major publishing house on the Sword Coast has been vying for my upcoming book on the subject of our adventures together. I've gotten quite good at replicating your signature, so you needn't even bother with the release form. You might help me with the title, though. I'm considering The Hero and Me. What do you think?
I love it. I'm presuming I'm the hero.
Oh, that would be telling, wouldn't it? But believe you me, my friend, not a word could have been written without you. Perhaps, once the manuscript is finished, you'd even be willing to write a foreword? Or better yet, I'll write a draft and you can just sign your name. Better still, I'll sign it for you. Hmm? Ah, your success really has been wonderful for my reputation. But you mustn't let me hog your attention all night, my friend. You've many friends to chat to, and I'd love to listen in. Don't worry, friend. I'll be sure to send your royalties by post once the manuscript's published. I'm certain I have your address around here somewhere.
For 2 months I trained the Knights of the Comet. For 2 more I skewered Kithraki bellies. And for 2 more yet, I traveled through limbo. I never imagined we'd be standing toe-to-toe on this day, in this place. Nothing but allies, I always told myself. A necessary partnership. But in spite of every strained word, every barbed glance, seeing you brings me even more pleasure than taking a Royal Inquisitor's head.
It's good to see you.
It's nice to hear it. It's taken a dozen Gish's talents, a few stolen psi crystals, and 2 10 days of effort to conjure my projection. Worth it, I'd say. I miss this place. This Fey Run.
Where are you now that you couldn't be here in the flesh?
Shractalor.
Shractua, I never heard of it. Should I have?
I wouldn't expect you to. The capital city of the Githzerai. An exiled people, once kin with mine, until the madness of civil war ripped our one sky into 2. Our Gish sent word of the rebellion to their god king Zareth Minyaragith through the cosmos. He's agreed to parley. It's fallen to me to secure an alliance.
I think you can do that. Hold on. The Great Warrior Lae'zel on a diplomatic mission.
Exactly the reaction I expected. My blade is keen as ever. But it was you who showed me that a proper victory doesn't always require a razor-sharp edge. Sometimes, a sincere plea is more persuasive than a dagger against the
I'm glad
neck.
to see you grow up, Lae'zel.
Minyaragith is an ascetic. He reached out in good faith. This is his way. It is in this spirit that I must meet him. And if he refuses, I carry on. Gravity pulls me in but one direction. I am the comet. I will not rest until I burn Vlaakith's bones to ash and smash her phylactery to pieces. My people will be free. But you've heard that refrain before. Zealous, bossy, insistent. All part and parcel of my undeniable charm.
Whoever casted the English voice for Lae'zel did a good job. It really matches the lines and the script they gave her. Bravo, game. And I'm not even finished talking to everybody else yet. Bravo, Larian. I bet there are some people out there criticizing the story of this game. I mean, every story in a game is always going to be criticized one way or the other, even for the supposedly best games out there. But to put it simply, based on what I've seen that this game has given me, all the side quests that I was able to find, it was entertaining. It doesn't mean it's good, doesn't mean it's excellent, it doesn't mean it's mediocre, it doesn't mean it's bad or poor. What I'm trying to say is, it kept me invested. It made me go through the game, to go to the end. Sure, my gameplay may not be the best. I focused on doing a lot of reloads because I did not know how the combat works. I was still entertained by what this game had to offer. Story, the setting, and the characters are definitely some of the best parts of this game, and some of the best I've seen in a long time. I'm glad technology has gotten to the point where it just comes down to how creative you are. How good is your writing? How good are you designing the story? How good you're designing the world? This game deserves all the praise it definitely deserves. This is probably one of the very few games out there that definitely deserves a 5 out of 5 or 10 out of 10. And this is me saying despite all the imperfection this game has. But I still gotta say, the gameplay and the AI is definitely not gonna be everybody. It's not gonna be for everybody. And the AI especially, you're definitely gonna have to do some babysitting. But I think that's just a big nitpick at this point. All the pros this game has is worth the time. If you don't want to have difficulty playing this game because you're not really into D&D elements, there's no shame in turning down the difficulty. I was able to get through this game unbalanced. I don't know what it's like compared to the higher difficulties, but I didn't want to suffer endless frustration on my first playthrough. The only time that I felt the game was really challenging was on the Raphael boss fight. Again, relied on loading saves, but the game gave me the option to do that. When will I see you again?
Soon. When the comet has risen. When the Lich Queen has crumbled to dust. I miss this place. More to the point, I miss you. I wouldn't even deny it with Vlakith's Vorpal blade at my neck. Though, I'd rather it not come to that. Now go, mingle a bit. That's the word, right? Mingle. I'll be back one day. The Overgod himself couldn't keep me away. This is nice. Yes. I think that's the right word for it.
I'm proud of you, Lizelle.
Well, look who decided to turn up. I wasn't sure our withered old friend could live up to his promise. But here we are. And you're looking more delicious than ever, if you don't mind me saying. Whatever you've been doing with your time, it clearly worked wonders.
Can thank my partner for that. Being with them has been a blessing.
Love is a powerful tonic. And where better to celebrate our good fortune? An old haunt with old friends.
Last time I saw you running for the sun, what happened?
Exactly what I feared. Without the protection of our little friends, I was just an ordinary spawn again. Burning in the sun. I fled the dock and found refuge in the shadows until night fell. Part of me was relieved you left so quickly after the battle. I felt ashamed. Like I'd lost everything. Just as you claimed your victory. I didn't want you to see me like that.
It's okay.
But time lent perspective. It wasn't your victory, it was ours.
Yes, we all did it.
And for all I'd lost, I'd gained so much more. I had freedom, strength, a whole new life. And it was time to live it. I've taken a turn as an adventurer and hero. It turns out no one actually cares about murder, as long as you murder the right people. And apparently I'm rather good at it.
Asterion, one of the good guys. Who would have thought?
Let's not get carried away, darling. I'm still me. Perhaps more me than I've ever been.
So what's next for you? You're going to keep living the good life?
Hardly. Good people don't spend as much time lurking in the dark as I do. You know, it's funny. At first, I thought I was trapped by the shadows, cursed to live in them forever. But in time, I realized that darkness is as much a part of me as my fangs. This is only a curse as long as I refuse to embrace the shadows. So, I decided I would. I decided not to be defined by the choices other people made, by what other people did to me.
You're free.
My past may be done, but my present, my future, they're mine. This is who I am, in all my glory, for better and for worse.
No need to worry about Cazador either. Took care of that little problem. I'm glad to hear it. Acceptance looks good on you.
That being said, I haven't completely given up on returning to the sun. If the opportunity presented itself, well, I wouldn't say no. But until then, I am happy. We've had quite the journey, you and I. From the moment I first threatened you, I knew you were someone special. Someone to take on the world with. I will miss our time together. But then again, maybe this isn't goodbye. So much as it's, see you later, darling. After everything, this feels nice. A chance to take a breath, metaphorically speaking.
Well, well. Look what the Tressim dragged in. Professor Gale Decarius of Blackstaff Academy. Educator of the esteemed School of Illusion. A pleasure to remake your acquaintance.
Oh, you're a professor now. I see Mr. didn't smite you in the end.
She did not. I'm delighted to report. I surrendered the crown of Carsus to her, as I told you I would. And in return, she cured me of the orb at last. Even now, I struggle to put the feelings into words. It was like exhaling for the first time after holding my breath for so very long. Of course, I haven't clarified with my students that the orb is no longer a threat. The legend of my explosive capabilities is an excellent means of controlling a classroom. Too good, if anything. I spend most of my time trying to convince them how much fun the study of magic can be. But it'd be easier to crack a smile on an intellect devourer than some of my pupils.
Don't worry. I can say from experience, you're an excellent teacher.
Ah, so you still remember our little lesson?
Yes.
It was at that moment, the weave connecting us, that I realized how much your friendship had come to mean to me. As it still does. Teaching you was hardly an effort at all. Not like my present cohort of apprentices. Oh, they try their best, of course, when they can manage to stay awake.
The cheek of them! Nothing a well-placed swipe from Tara can't fix, though.
And what of you? What are you making of this newfound lease of life we earned?
In this occasion, I am happy. In this journey, I found the love of my life. I'm saying pretty happy.
And I couldn't be happier for you. A fitting reward for the sacrifices you made in getting here. I've told my students plenty of tales about our escapades. You're something of a hero to them, you know? I'd be delighted to introduce you to my current cohort as a guest lecturer, perhaps. I'm sure they'd have plenty of questions for you.
Perhaps Shadowheart and I can give the lecture together.
I don't see why not. 2 heads are better than 1. Unless you're dealing with an Etin. Of course, you'll be most welcome to stay with me in my tower.
You have a tower?
My apologies, Tara. That would be our tower. It will give us plenty of time to catch up on your adventures. I'm very curious to know what you've been up to these past months. But I suspect the telling of that tale would keep you tied to me all evening. So, in the spirit of selflessness, I encourage you to mix and mingle for now, with time enough to come. I can't believe this is real. Never thought we'd gather like this again. It's quite... yes. It's really quite lovely.
Why not? Just a friendly hug. There's nothing wrong with it.
It's good to see you again.
You would think someone of my vintage would be inured to the passage of time. Yet these past 6 months have seemed endless without your company. But now, our paths cross once more.
Let me guess. Just as nature intended.
Just as I hoped they would, more like. The Oak Father has been kind to me this past while. Yet I cannot forget the bond we all forged together. It is one that can weather any distance, any passage of time. I know it can. For I feel the longing for old friends in my heart each day.
That's life, I'm afraid. We can't go back.
True, we cannot. But we can make a future the best, even the fondest of memories. Then each reunion shall be all the sweeter. And who's to say we need to make such gatherings a rare occasion? My hearth is yours to warm yourself beside always. Now, we have much to catch up on. Do not allow me to ramble on. I am eager to hear all you've been doing.
You first, Halsin. I want to hear about the life you've made, the people you've helped.
In that case, very well. Our community grows rapidly. In 6 months, we have turned what was once a shadowy wasteland into a true home for all. In another 6 months, I would wager the scars of the past will be entirely invisible, even to those who remember them. The old masonry of Moonrise Towers and Rythwin have been repurposed into new homes, and the land is rich with harvests and bountiful trees. Nature and civilization are in harmony, stronger together.
I recall you have quite a few young warriors to care for. 9 wagons of them, wasn't it?
Ah, my greatest purpose and greatest reward. Those children have been through more than fate had any right to cast at them, and yet they go on as resilient as anything in nature. I impart what knowledge I can to them, yet, in truth, they teach me far more. The land we saved is theirs, and they will cherish it, I'm sure. Thaniel and Oliver shall never want for friends again.
My turn, I suppose?
Please, spare no details. I shall not lie. I have an ulterior motive in wishing to hear all. It is the children, you see. My charges. Their appetite for bedtime tales is greater than I could ever have anticipated. Another story, Daddy Halsin. Another is the chorus that greets me each nightfall. They have all but exhausted my repertoire in but a few short months. No mean feat given the lifetime I have lived. I desperately need new material, please. My reputation is at stake.
All right, let me see what I have.
I am all ears. Though I never cared for that phrase. A rather unsettling image.
Regale Halsin with details of your past 6 months.
You have kept yourself busy. I expected no less, in truth. I shall be able to keep the children enthralled for a few more nights yet, thanks to you. And should you wish to retell of your exploits in person, well, I shall not object to a night off. Now, it would be cruel of me to hoard you all to myself for the evening, as much as I would like to. I shall leave you to the others for now, unless there was anything else.
Tell me about Tin and Oliver. Do you see much of them?
Quite often. They come and go as they please, but with so many playmates to avail of, they are far from strangers. They ask after you often. What you did for them will never be forgotten. I can see it in the land all around me. But more importantly, I see it in their faces whenever they visit. To make a child smile is to dabble with the power of gods, as far as I'm concerned.
Still partial to roaming in bear form, I take it.
I spend half my days in ursine form. The children demand it. I had a score of them taking turns riding upon my back just days ago. I'm glad they are so comfortable with the Oak Father's creations. But they must learn that not all are as amiable as I am. A lesson for another time, though. They deserve some joy. As for roaming, that impulse has dwindled, I must admit. Perhaps because I have found where I am meant to be.
You seem more settled than I expected of you. I thought that was against your nature.
As did I, but somehow I feel like I no longer need to roam. That I have found something worthy laying roots for. Amazing what can be discovered about oneself, even at a ripe old age.
What of the grove? Do you stay in touch?
On occasion, but I prefer not to interfere. Francesca of the High Forest is Archdruid now, and by all accounts, she has proven to be a steady and wise influence. Even Korga may yet find true balance, thanks to her influence.
Hopefully she's not bitchy. May I have a hug?
Always.
It's good to see you again, man. Your owlbear form has helped quite a lot.
Your embrace makes me feel safer than any armor could. Before you go, I have something for you. Just a little keepsake, really. Do you remember how I told you I like to whittle? I made this. Ducks are my favorite, but I thought they were particularly fitting in this case. They are migratory birds, of course, traveling far and wide with the turn of the seasons. Yet, they always find their way back to where they belong. Just like old friends find themselves back in each other's company.
It's lovely. Thank you.
Just a token to remember me by. It truly is splendid to see everyone gathered together again, if only for a night. I hope the sun does not make haste to rise on us. Now, I've taken up enough of your time. Go on. Enjoy the festivities. We can speak again later.
Aww.
Oh, shit. Oh, my God. He wasn't kidding. With us, you mad bastard! You brought me back! Soldier. It's really you. I've missed you, man. Like, I've really missed you. And you're so clean.
I missed you too.
I'd say so. Can't think of who's been carrying your pack now that Kay's out of commission. Man, we had some good times. Wish Will and I had more time to reminisce, but surviving Avernus is just non-stop. Still, having him there has been incredible. You really can get through anything with someone you love at your side. Oh, but hey, guess what we found? Cambion dropped a map with directions and blueprints for Zariel's own private forge. A fucking forge! Our current plan is to get in, grab a smith, and force him to fix old Rusty. Or maybe give me a brand new model that can live outside of Avernus.
That's cool.
You haven't seen the last of old Karlak yet, soldier.
I'm so glad to hear you might be able to fix your heart. You must be happy.
Trying not to count my owlbears before they've hatched. But the thought of coming back to Baldur's Gate keeps me going. Can I look you up when I'm out?
As long as the devil doesn't put too many holes in you in the meantime.
Please. You know me, an absolute beast on the battlefield. I'll be fine. Probably. Gods, is it good to see you again. To be here together. Hard not to get used to it all over again. Look at this place. At us. This is the best party I've ever been to. This won't be the last time. I promise.
There you are, my friend. Breathe deep. Can you smell it?
Why not? Why not? And we got it perfect at the first time.
You take in every scent the night breeze carries. Sweet honeysuckle, tender violets, and an earthy fragrance you can't quite recognize.
I smell fragrant flowers and a mysterious accent I can't quite place.
Forest trees draped in moss. Bittersweet, smoky, and that faintest hint of vanilla.
A far cry from the rancid Avernus heat that's been clogging my lungs. I swear, Karlach and I have felled enough Cambions to build a fortress with their horns.
Wow.
Who'd have thought that just one of those fiends held the key to escaping Avernus for good? One of them sported a map and some blueprints. If you want all the gory details, Karlach can fill you in.
And Mizora, what part does she play in all of this?
She's kept me on a long leash, if you can believe it. Every target she's set me on's been a demonic intruder. Tanari assassins who slip into Avernus. Armonites that amass near the Styx. My next target's the most challenging yet, or so she says. I don't know much more. Only that it's no demon, but a devil. I'm not worried. Not when Karlach's got my back. I swear she could scare the eyes off a beholder.
Have you had any time to visit your father?
I've seen him more than a few times. And he's as proud of me as I am of him. He's leading the city's renewal, opened the gates to all newcomers, rebuilt the council from scratch. And he's back in his element, commanding the Flaming Fist with brave heart and no shortage of empathy. The likes of Gortash can bend people's minds with a few chosen words. No tadpole needed. Bane's Chosen primed the Fist for a war they weren't meant to win. He convinced them there was an assassin hiding in every shadow, that cruelty was the correct answer to crisis. With a few exceptions, fathers pardoned every last fist. If my forgiveness not be Tyr's will, so be it. I shall forgive them all the same. His words, not mine. He still believes in the bow and the blade, but he's teaching the fist a new lesson. Valor is found not in the wounds you inflict, but in the lives that you have bettered. May they all take it to heart.
I miss traveling with you. You were a pleasure to be around. Even if I did not use you a lot, but it's good that he actually got something good out of it all. Especially with Karlach. You can make a show of those two fighting devils and demons.
I've missed you too. The rush of battles we fought, the heart-to-hearts, the nights around the fire, the comfort of knowing I didn't face the unknown alone. If I had to do it all over again, and I'd rather not, to be clear, I can't imagine not having you at my side. Well, that's enough hell talk for the moment. The night's young. You shouldn't go wasting it. Or wasting any of the wine for that matter. I plan on downing half a bottle myself. Oh, did I say half a bottle? I meant half a dozen. Cheers to you. Cheers to Withers. Cheers to all of us.
Oh, hello. Let me guess, you've got some suggestions about the music choice.
Your music's fine, and invited guests or not. Who are you?
You have no idea who I am, do you? I thought Withers might have set the stage a little.
Go on then. What's your name?
Milil. Though if the lack of song prayers is anything to go by, that name carries less weight than it used to. Apologies. I think I got a mote. Carried away there. You're hardly to blame. You just want to change up the music, I wager.
In that case, I'll leave you and you're living quiet to your terrible fate.
Suppose I'll get back to it then.
Ah, breathe deep, Boo. The smell of heroes sings from every stone in this place. To meet again where your journey began, my friend. An honor. For Minsk and his hamster both. Oh, and for Happy also.
Yes. Honored, of course.
It's good to see you, Minx, Butu, and Happy.
See how your very presence snatches the breath from his chest? And it is no wonder. It is just this day that Happy learned of your legend, while we gazed down upon the very city you saved.
He dangled me from the high hall, upside down, for 2 hours.
The guild should not go creeping in high places if they do not have the stomach for them, It is well for Happy the strange portal appeared when it did. Minsk's arm was growing achsome.
You're still chasing after the guild? I thought you made your peace with them.
So I have. Though it is a peace made more from blade and boot than it is any sense of brotherhood. Nine Fingers forbade any looting of the Illithid's fleshy vessels, and so Minsk guards what remains of the battle site, even from her. But where Minsk might once have thrown any sneaking scoundrels from the tower top, now I tell them of you. How you ruled the wickedness within. How they might do the same.
Yes, yes, I'll rule it. I'll be better.
Oh, of course. It is still for Boo to decide if they live or die.
Oh God.
But enough, my friend! I cannot tell your tale if I do not know the whole of it. Minsk and Boo would know where you have been, what you have done.
Just living my life, now I found someone to live it with.
Aha, the lovebirds still nest together then? Minsk is glad. For what is life without a companion? Though I am thinking yours does not sit on your shoulders, eh? Ah, you are right, Boo. That is, none of Minsk's business. Now, halfling, Boo will not have you embarrassing him in front of his friends. So you ought to know the rest of the company you keep. Will Ravengard, the Blade of Frontiers, Devil-Horned and Angel-Hearted. Lae'zel of Creshkiller, true child of Gith and true friend to Boo, though she will and say it is not so. Astarion, who is banished by the sun itself for fear his Spanish soul might outshine it. We visit him much down in the dark places, though he often moves his lair without remembering to tell Minsk where. Gale, the man who would be a god, but then thought better of it. Boo thinks better of him for it too. Shadowheart, two gods dogged at her soul, but she managed to keep it all for herself in the end. Wait, Boo, did she do something with her hair? Halsin, Archdruid of Arch somewhere. He is a much better man than he smells. And there, the champion of the Hells herself. Karlach Demon's Bane, Devil's Bane, Merkul Ball and Bane. Once the guild is made of good names once more, Bull shall scratch the Hells wide open and find a way to bring her back. And finally, Jahira. If this is a name you do not already know, then not even Boo can save you. Study them well, sneak thief, for the best among them will be a guide for your guild. Heroes who put the city before themselves, who never falter in their duty. And more than this, who never arrive to a party without even a gift for the host.
But wait!
Go, my friend. Be among our friends. There is much work yet to be done before this one is fit to join them.
He's going to kill me, isn't he? Not the big mad bastard. The hamster.
We shall conclude our business with the thief. But have no fear, my friend. Boo will save you a dance.
Save Shadowheart for last.
I didn't expect to be nervous. But seeing everyone here like this... It's strange, isn't it? I feel like I must have dreamed the last few months. Now I'm waking up back in camp with my hair smelling like wood smoke and fallen leaves stuck to my backside.
Your backside is just fine. Trust me, I've been checking regularly.
Oh, I've noticed. Ever since I first slipped into my camp garments, I should think. So, we should divvy up what we tell people about what we've been doing these past few months. I'd hate to be a bore that comes along and regurgitates the same story to someone moments after you've told them. Any ideas?
I'm your willing accomplice in all things. What do you think is worth telling?
Well, there's the visit to the House of the Moon, fending off Sharan assassins. That stray imp that joined us. Bing Bong, wasn't it? We've squeezed in a lot. And I'm glad I got to share it all with you. I'm sure we'll have them hanging off our every word. I'll leave you to do some mingling, unless you need anything else.
What I truly need is a kiss.
That can be arranged. Almost a shame we're with company. I'd be tempted to let you whisk me away someplace quiet.
She's a little romantic as well. Come here. Let me hold you.
Why? Are you expecting to be gone for long? All right. I could get lost in those arms.
I'll be back soon. Enjoy yourself.
With music in the air and wine flowing, I think I'll manage. Don't get into trouble, but if you must, fetch me first. Enjoying yourself, I hope.
Rather just be alone with you, honestly.
Oh, hush. We'll have each other all to ourselves again soon enough. Let's make tonight count. The only regrets I want to hear about come morning should revolve around an excess of carousing and questionable dancing. Are you trying to make me sleepy? You know how easily I get lost in your arms.
I do not regret focusing on her.
Why, I feel better already. Perhaps we should start throwing parties. But then again, just attending them grants you all the fun with none of the mess.
This one night is like any other, and yet different. Thou art the savior of Baldur's Gate, until such time it requires saving again. How dost thou feel?
I feel satisfied. I accomplished everything I wanted to do.
I am pleased to hear it. The satisfaction of one's intention is, to my surprise, a rare accomplishment. Enjoy the revelry of the day. Thou deservest at least that much.
I think I've caught up with everybody. What comes next?
What indeed? Prick up thy ears and listen. The balance of the world restored. The balance of these lives, mortal and otherwise, brought to account. Hear me, thou heroes, wastrels, friends. I have waited long to tell you these words. It is over. For now. Thou played thy part in weaving the fabric of fate itself, but for every thread you sewed, so did the gods unravel another. Sleep, rest, revel, but be ready, for thou mayst yet be needed. Until we meet again, I wish thee every possible fortune, health, wealth, love, and above all, problems worth solving.
To the greatest friends I could dream of.
To you.
So that's it, huh? Or is there something else after the credits? I'm so happy. So the game's director, Sven Vink. How long did it take to make this game? What a great adventure this has been. The writing. Oh, props to the writers in this game. You made an entertaining story from start to finish. Jennifer English was the one that voiced Shadowheart. I have to agree, game. Even though the D&D dice thing I don't completely agree with because I'm not a D&D player, but at least you made it possible for me to enjoy this game. Congratulations, Lepre.
There thou art, the dead three. Thy faces gods, thy actions barely worthy of the name. Didst truly believe thy ploy would succeed? Didst believe I would not notice? Thou soughtst to bolster thy strength by taking away the souls of mortals. But souls vanish when their hosts become mind flayers. Didst think the other gods would not notice? Gods thou may be, yet thou hast proven thyself fools, everyone. The supplication of Bane, the whimper of Baal, the death mule of Merkel. Felled by mortals, I overestimated thee. They did not. Vermin, away. Thou wilt trouble us no more.